mix.
The world's finest, man. DJ.
It's the Big Rich Live on the Mic radio show on YouTube every Wednesday and Saturday evening, and we don't miss a beat.
Oh my God. Shut the front door.
What?
We keep it real. We keep it simple. Remember to like, share, and subscribe.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Yeah. Big Rich here, Big Rich, live on the Mic radio show here on YouTube. Once again, it's the Hump Day show, Wednesday. You know what? Let me just cut the music. Just cut the music. Check it out. I really tried to do what I was supposed to do and get all the shows up. You remember when I said I 30 days shows, you know what I'm saying? That's 4 times 4, that's 24, right? Yeah. I would get the shows up, 4 shows a week. Why did I think that was 24? I'm just messing up. It's 16. So 16 shows, right? I was trying to get them up on time, and I just screwed up. And I can't even say I screwed up. The weekend, you know, we got family in town, and it's just how it is. You know what I'm saying? It's just how it is. It happens. So we're going to start over again. We couldn't even get Monday's show, the movie review show from Ghost of the Shell, out Monday because the dang on we filmed it, we had it up, but the dang on uploading, something was corrupted in the uploading, so we actually couldn't get it up, I want to say, until later on. I think it was like even this morning, I think it was. So it is what it is. You know, we're gonna try to do better. That's all we can do, is try to do better. But for this Hump Day show, we bigger and better than ever, back in the building, trying to make it do what it do. You know how it is, how we do. So I didn't know what I was going to do for this show, and then something came out a couple of days ago, and then I was like, hey, this seems sort of funky, and I have both perspectives of it. And then, you know, here comes the inquiries, here comes the Twitter questions and stuff like that. So we're going to talk about the Asian male that got drugged out of a plane in Chicago with the help of the Chicago Police Department on United Airlines flight. First, I always like to do my disclaimer. One, everybody who has followed me for any type of time from the inception of this show in September of last year to now knows that I used to be a police officer. I just retired last November of 2016. So I've been a civilian, 6 months, something like that, a little bit, you know, a little bit more, a little bit less, give or take. And those who don't know, my daughter is a flight attendant for a rival airlines. So I'm getting, you know, so in this thing is 6 in one hand, half dozen in the other. I'm getting both sides of the story. You follow what I'm saying? So let's just break it down real quick. And we look at it. This is the statement from the Chicago Police Department. At approximately 6 p.m., this was the 10th of April. So that was yesterday, the day before, something like that. A 69-year-old Asian male. It says Asian Airlines passenger, but it wasn't an Asian Airlines. It was the United Airlines. It was actually United Airlines or United Express Flight 3411. But it says passenger became irate after he was asked to disembark from a flight that was oversold. The passenger in question began yelling to voice his displeasure, at which point aviation police were summoned. Aviation officers arrived to the scene, attempted to carry the individual off the flight when he fell. His head subsequently struck the armrest, causing injury to his face. The man was taken to Lutheran General Hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Ongoing investigation. That's for Chicago Police Department. First of all, Chicago Police Department is probably one of the raggediest and deceitful law enforcement agencies since LAPD back in the 70s, the 80s, and early 90s. And shoot, some people always tell me like now. And this is coming from a police officer. One thing that you guys will know is everybody who wears that blue, brown, green, I have a affinity towards them and I have a brotherhood towards them until they show me that they don't deserve it. You follow what I'm saying? So I'm not the type of person that blindly follows, oh, well, the police said this, that, and those, because I believe everything. Matter of fact, I'm more often not to believe official statements because I know how it goes. The first statement comes out is very general. You know, it usually don't put blame, but if it does, it's always blame on the quote unquote victim or the suspect. So I'm not really buying it. You know, you feel me? And I have watched the multiple videos of the altercation, and I've spoken. Well, not me. I haven't spoken to my daughter, but my wife has spoken to our child. And, got the skinny. Now, I already knew that there is disclaimers within your ticket in the small fine print that says that they can remove you from a flight if the seats are needed, if it's an emergency, that type of stuff right there. Well, first of all, who reads all that? And my thing is this here. You want to keep something from somebody, put it in an area where they don't read and make it so small that you need damn near magnifying glass to read it. I defy anybody to put it in the comments and be truthful. I defy anybody to tell me that they read everything on the screen from top to bottom when they're booking their flight, when they got their itinerary. I would throw the bullshit flag. I really would. So I would almost guarantee that 80 to 85% of people who use air traffic, if you will, or air travel, don't know that they can do that. Okay. So in this particular case, United, first of all, they overbooked the flight. Now they say that's standard operating procedures because they overbooked the flight to keep the flight full because the averages on analytics has said that between 10 to 15% of the passengers either don't make it or they cancel at the last minute. So to keep their bottom line up, they overbook the flight. Now, occasionally you have issues where everybody comes up and now you got people standing around and stuff like that. But you shouldn't be able to do that, period. If you have 200 seats, then you should only be able to sell 200 tickets. Or you sell 198 tickets, keep 2 just in case of emergency. And if emergency don't come up, then you let some standby people that are out there that are flying standby or miss their flight to come and try to get those particular tickets. But you should not be able to book 215 tickets for a flight or plane that only has 200 seats. That's the first mistake. But in the capitalistic system, you're allowed to do that because the big and the powerful make all the rules. This is that 1% making the rules for the 99%. And we stupid enough to continue to allow this. Do people understand that the 1% would have to blow this sumbitch, excuse my French, blow this planet up to maintain power if everybody would take the blinders off, be like, what the hell am I doing? Why am I running on this endless treadmill to power something that you benefiting and profiting from? See? Okay, so that's the first thing they did. Well, in this case, and also to add on, they had a crew of 4 that needed to come on to the flight to travel because it was going from Chicago to Louisville, right? So I guess need to go to Louisville or maybe take a connect somewhere, whatever, but they needed to get to the final destination so that they can work another plane, another flight. Well, that's not my problem. I paid my money. You not giving me shit. I paid my money. I want to get, and this is funny. I'm going to go off on a little tangent just real quick. Because my daughter's a flight attendant, myself and her mom, we get to fly free. And so it's like one step above like Space A, Space A available, stuff like that. It's like the immediate family type thing, right? I have only used it once, and that was when I had to fly from Salt Lake City back to Florida because I had drove the night before 27 hours. Myself and my daughter had drove when she moved from Atlanta to Salt Lake City, Utah. I have not used it before. I mean, before or again. Why? Because when I get my dang on ticket, when I get to the airport, unless there's a thunderstorm, some type of cataclysmic, thing that's going on, I expect to get on the flight when it takes off, get to my final destination, then do what I got to do. Then when I come back, get on the flight that I paid for and bring my ass back home. That's where, and I think that's probably 99.9% of the people want to do that. So why in the hell would you want to give up your seat because United people want to get over? And let me tell you something. I'm always the first one to say that customer service is horrible. Us as a people, our humanity, our compassion is gone. We don't give a damn about the next person. As long as it's not hurting us, we don't give a damn. And that's generally speaking. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously you have people who I'm talking who exactly what I said. And then there are people who are not, people who do have compassion, people who would have given up their seat, that type of stuff right there. But you got to think about it. All them people on that flight, they heard what was going on and they didn't want to give up their seat. So you talk about the optics of it all. Somebody, first of all, there have to be some adults in the room. And a lot of people, I was watching the Benjamin Dixon show, shameless plug, and he was showing an interview of a former CEO of Continental. I want to say it was Continental Airlines, right? And he was saying how immature and how the passenger, exacerbated the situation and it's his fault. And, he was acting like a child. And I'd be like, first of all, this is going to come out, excuse me, fuck you. I paid for my seat. And I guarantee you, if you was on that seat, if you was on that plane and they wanted you to leave and you had to get to wherever you wanted to get to, I guarantee you, sir, you wouldn't have been like, okay, well, fine, let me get off. I don't travel to be diverted. I just don't. Now, you start, we start getting into the bread and you start doubling and tripling my money. I might think of, especially if I'm traveling by myself and I don't have to get home or I don't have to get to my destination. But most people, they need to get to where they need to get to. And that's not my problem. That is not the passenger's problem that A, United Airlines overbooked the flight, and B, they need people to get off because their people need to get somewhere to work another flight. That's not my problem. It's not. There's certain things called jump seats or whatever it might be. I don't care what you got to do. But that's not my problem. It is not my problem. And then to hide behind, in your tickets, it says, whoop-de-woo, we could do this, we could do that. That's bullshit. Because ain't nobody, that's like the fine print. My thing is, you want to be about right. Stuff like that should be put out front. Sir, ma'am, you understand that you could be bumped off, whoop-de-whoop-de-woo. Most people don't know that. It was another gentleman that I follow, and me and him are always, or not me and him, like I know him, but we're, whatever topic he covers, we're pretty much right there. Professor Truth, I vehemently disagree with him. He's saying that, he should have known it. He should have given up his seat. And no. First of all, this is a free country. Okay. Again, You not giving me nothing. I can understand if the guy was, if he was flying to space A, or it was he got bumped from one flight and they bringing him. I mean, whatever. This was not the case. He paid for his ticket. They let him in. He got to the plane, and then they decide, oops, we overbooked. Oh, we need some seats. They're going to come in here and ask people to haul ass. What kind of shit is that? I mean, really? And then they say, oh, it was randomly picked. Can you believe that? I mean, I know there's going to be some people who watch this show to be like, damn, Rich, you just in that conspiracy. No, it's not conspiracy. It's being African-American in the United States. In this world, is being a black person in this world. And no, he is not black. He's Asian. But he's still other in the eyes of everybody else. Now, I'm not going to sit up here. I mean, I've listened to things, and some people are saying, oh, if it was a white woman, would they have done it? I'm not going to even go down that road because I don't know. I would, if you had a gun to my head, I would think, no, that definitely wouldn't happen. It definitely wouldn't happen. But the optics of it, we have to get to a point where we realize that customer service is it. Customer service is key. We should have a moral compass, which be like, we can't do this. We got to find another way to get these people there. We can't do this. Okay, we picked 4 people. 3 of them want to haul ass. We're going to go up to high. I mean, they started out at $400. I don't know how much the ticket was, but I mean, from Chicago to Louisville ain't a whole bunch of bread unless you just bought it, right? So I think they started at $400 voucher and then went to $800, like $800 and something. Now, the federal law says that they can go up to, I want to say $1,184, $1,186, something around that, give or take. And for some reason, they didn't go. Maybe they didn't go because the guy got belligerent and he was like, hell no, I'm not going to go nowhere. But my thing is, again, that's not his problem. Now, here's a statement from Oscar Munoz, CEO of United Airlines. I thought I saw a picture of him. I mean, this is his statement. This is an upsetting event to all of us here at United. I apologize for having to reaccommodate these customers. Our team is moving with sense of urgency to work with the authorities, conduct our own detailed review of what happened. We are also reaching out to this passenger to talk directly to him and further address and resolve this situation. Well, I hope that you try, bruh, because if he's smart, he not talking to y'all. He gonna be like, talk to my lawyer. They're gonna have to cut him a check. They're gonna have to cut him a check. And this is what I'll say now and what I've said before. When you call the police, I will never say nothing good can happen because I was a police officer for 23 years and all I did was de-escalate situations. Was I ever really taught how to de-escalate in situations? Maybe a few hours here, a few hours there, but it was never an emphasis as far as I'm concerned, right? But being black, growing up in New York City, dealing with outside racism, if you will, I know how to talk to people. I can empathize with people. You follow what I'm saying? So I can talk to people. So out of 23 years, I have never gotten a complaint about police brutality, ever. Ever. And I've had to thump some people, but they understood that if I had to thump you, I'm not even talking about my colleagues. I'm talking about the bad guys, from the Klan to the Nazis to the thugs to the drug addicts, whatever. They knew after it was all said and done, if I had to jump on, if I had to put hands on them, there was something that they did after I've exhausted all means to my available to me. You follow what I'm saying? So when you call the police, you better pray that you get the right cat that understands the situation, that can empathize with the situation. Because the fact of the matter is, when the police get there, the airlines is basically saying, look, this person has to go. You know what I'm saying? So at that particular time, you know that the person has to go. So what you do and what you say is, okay, cool. Let's see how we can rectify this situation. Let me talk to the gentleman and see what we can do. See if we can come up with anything to make him understand, look, you got to get off the plane. I might have even been to a situation and I might have been like, if I'm with my partners, right? I'd be like, hey, y'all stay 10, 12. I go up there and talk and say, look, did you guys, or what you offer? Okay, boom. I mean, what's the highest? Now, if I work at the airport, I know what the highest is. Did you offer the highest? Can we offer him the highest? Okay, look, boom, 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 boom. Let's just say he says no. I'll be like, look, this is the last thing I do because we can't hold these people up no further. I'm going to ask the people in the plane, anybody want to leave at that same. If nobody reaches up and say that they got to leave, you going to have to go, sir. I'm sorry. So I'd rather you just walk out. If you want to sue him. Do what you got to do. But I'd rather you walk out as a man with your head held up high with the bread they're going to give you. They're going to put you on another plane, this, that, and the third, instead of having to drag you out here because you're going to have to go. We understand one another. Okay. Then I go up and down, but look, please, this is what's happening. Whoop-de-woo. But again, that's two factors. One, you have somebody, three factors. One, you have a cop there who gives a damn. Two, you have a cop there that empathizes and can understand your plight. And three, you have the time. Three, or most importantly, you have the time. Because again, you are on a truncated, condensed situation because you don't know how many planes out there are waiting to taxi into that ramp. You feel what I'm saying? The narrative. That's what you're looking for. You're looking for the narrative, the visual narrative. Like I said earlier, somebody got to be the adult in the room and somebody got to be like, this is wrong. This is, we have to find a better way. But if you are not held accountable and you could do what you always done, these are the type of things that happen. All of this, obey. What the hell does that mean, obey? You know what I'm saying? I mean, you are to obey. You have people say you are to obey a police officer no matter what. Excuse me, this is a free country. You explain to me what's happening. Now, do I explain all my arrests? Yes. Now, you yelling and screaming, maybe you can't hear, but I'm doing the best I can to explain to you why you're going to jail or why I have to do this. And it's not because I said so. It is because this is what the law says. This is what we have to do. You follow what I'm saying? So all of that blind, loyalty or blind obeying is bullcrap. And I'm not even talking about the police. I'm talking about you got people that say, oh, if he had obeyed the flight attendants and this, that, and the third. Again, let's get back to the bottom line. This is one of the things where you say fruit from the poisonous tree type thing. The fact of the matter is he paid for his ticket. He had somewhere to go. He did not want to give up his seat. That's the foundation of it. And for people to sit up here and say, and this is when I've said before, I think I said it twice, that I throw the bullshit flag. For people to sit up here and act like he was totally in the wrong and he should have followed directions, he should have gave up his seat. I defy you to do it when or if it happens to you. I would almost lean to say that it has never happened to you. So you don't have anything. I mean, you don't have a clue on how to put that position in. I think about, I fly, well, not here lately because I've been ill, dealing with cancer. But before that, I flew all the time. Now, because of my business, a lot of times I flew private, so I didn't have to go through, TSA and all that type of stuff right there. I digress. But I'm just saying, I'm just trying to break the foundation. There is not one time that I can sit around there and say, yeah, I wanted to get off to give up my seat. Now, if it was a situation where I really didn't have to go anywhere and it was somebody who was trying to get and for a loved one. Whether it was a lie or not, you don't know. I might have been swayed to do that. I might have even been swayed if you kick it up to $1,100. I might have even been swayed to do that. But the fact of the matter is, if I did not want to go, then I shouldn't have been forced to. And I damn sure shouldn't have been drug out the day. Now, it's funny. They said about, remember I read the statement from the department. He was carried off of the plane. Okay, if that's what you want to call it, it seemed to me that he was dragged. And then they dropped him. Now maybe he pulled his hand, or maybe he, it had to been something this way, because if he had kicked his foot or something like that, then it'd have been a situation where his foot would have dropped, but his face wouldn't have dropped. So maybe he took a swung or snatched his hand. I don't know. I wasn't there. You can only go with the video and then eyewitness testimony, as far as what had happened. But the bottom line is, he shouldn't have had to give up his seat for mistakes. And I can't even say mistakes, because it wasn't a mistake. It would have been a mistake if you say, okay, we didn't overbook. That would be a mistake. Just something happened. Maybe there were some planes that got snowed in, and maybe a Space Age person got in, which they shouldn't have gone in. That's a mistake. No, they deliberately overbooked that flight. Okay. And then now you deliberately pulling somebody out because you got to get your people there. But again, I am a paying customer. How do we get that? How do we connect with that? I am a paying customer. Again, like I tell people, we was on Twitter all day today. And I'm like, you guys are hypocrites. I refuse to believe that once you paid your money, you're going to allow somebody to tell you to get the hell out. That's just like I'm catching a cab, right? Cab pulls up. You got people who will, I'm sorry, let's break that. Cab pulls up. I open the door. Somebody jumps in, tried to steal the cab. You got people who were getting the knockdown drag outs because somebody jumped in front of them. Somebody took their cab and they didn't pay nothing. But what you're trying to tell me is you done paid your money. You ready to go wherever you got to go. You're sitting down in the plane. This is not even in the lobby. You sitting down the plane. You don't put your stuff in the overhead compartment or whatever it might be, whatever the deal is. I'm in the plane. I'm sitting in the seat that I paid for. What you're trying to tell me is that somebody will come to you and be like, hey, we overbooked, or we need these seats. You got to get the hell on out. Really? Okay. I mean, hey, only you and God know the deal. So I tend to believe that you tell them to go pound sand, just like most people would. Because you think about it, all of those other passengers was on the plane. They heard what was going on. Maybe not the people in the beginning, because I don't know exactly what part of the plane he was sitting on. But yeah, there was probably some people that were on the plane that maybe saw the commotion, maybe heard some rumbling, maybe some yelling, but really couldn't make it out because they wasn't right up on it. But I'm saying dumb people who were sitting down didn't be like, well, shoot, I'll take that $800. And I give up my seat. You feel what I'm saying? I mean, so there's no consistency in that argument. There's just nothing. There's nothing. These people are sitting around here trying to say that it's his fault are crazy. I mean, that's just bullshit. It really is. Because again, I might be leaping to a conclusion, but I'm saying that if you're saying that person, he should have gave up his seat, what about all the other people that were sitting around him? If they was about right and they heard his story, maybe they should have been like, well, I'll go ahead and take that $800 and something odd dollars and I'll give up my seat and let him stand here. They was like, bullshit, I'm glad it wasn't me. You feel what I'm saying? I mean, it's just be real, be 100 about it. So, that's my take on it. I pretty much feel that, he going to sue them. He should sue them. You got a lot of people talking trash. Oh, well, this, that, and the third. Well, people are not stupid. When you get in front of a jury, a civil jury, and it's preponderance of the evidence, 51% of the evidence. When they look at that video and they see the small fine print, especially in Wadir, if you smart, you ask them, did you know that they can remove you from the airplane? No, I didn't know that. I want that person. I guarantee the overwhelming majority of people did not know. And if they do know now, they know only because of this. They're going to have to cut through the check just to get the stink eye off of them. They're going to have to cut through the check. Nothing's going to happen to the police. I don't even know if something should have happened to the police because they was doing their job. You follow what I'm saying? I mean, just because you piss poor at de-escalating something, you know, I don't know. You know, again, six in one hand, half does another. I don't know. I haven't seen it all, but I do understand that it takes a special person to de-escalate multiple situations. That's all I'm going to say on that, right? So that's the end of our show. Thanks for giving me your ear. Oh, shoot, before we forget, we will be on time, God willing, for What's the Real Deal on Friday, Saturday. The Saturday show of the Big Rich Live. We will have a new intro. Sister girl that worked with me, she's a DJ, she hot. She hot on the wheels of steel. She put it down. DJ Neicy D. She worked on it for the last week. I got the drop yesterday. Then we have to put the overlay, the voiceover on it. So I'm hoping that we get everything together and we'll launch that Saturday. Remember, Twitter, capital B, capital R, live on the mic. Instagram, Big Rich Live on the mic, _ between each word. Facebook.com/Big Rich Live on the mic. Email address, bigrichlivehonthemic@gmail.com. Website, bigrichlivehonthemic.com. Blacksport.com/Big Rich Live on the mic. Like, share, subscribe. Give me the thumbs up if you like it, thumbs down if you don't. Put your comments down on the comment line. Again, if you don't feel like doing that, go ahead on and email us so we can chop it up with the fam. If you agree, you agree. If you don't, you don't. I mean, everybody got an opinion. You feel me? So in the meantime, in between time, stay blessed, stay safe, stay woke. Peace. And I'm out of here.